I am super excited to try this one out today. I love reviewing RC tanks on the channel anyway, but this thing is a British tank, which makes it even cooler, and it's from a company I haven't tried before called Coolbank Model. This one was sent out to me by Banggood, and I'm really interested to see what this thing is like. There's some really nice box art on this as well, and it tells you the history of how this was the first British tank to get the 57mm 6-pounder gun. And it comes really nicely packaged. You can see everything's tucked in there nicely. You got some stickers and your instructions. You've got a whole load of bits here you could add on if you really want to give it like loads of scale details. All your armor panels and stuff like that. And we got some spades in there. Yeah, just loads of bits it looks like we'll be able to stick onto the tank, which is really, really cool. You got your USB charger for charging the battery. And on this side over here, I'm pretty sure this is the transmitter in this box. We'll check that out in a minute. And then if we take this bit off and this bit, we can actually get to the tank itself. Let's get it out of the box. Nice, that is looking pretty cool. I do like the look of that. Let's see. Ooh, look at that suspension movement. That's actually quite nice. So that's one of the things sometimes with the basic Henglong tanks you can get. The suspension is really, really stiff out the box, you know, so much so that you'll kind of have like that kind of movement. Whereas that's actually got loads of movement on it. That actually looks like, look at that. We should get some nice articulation when we're running the tank there, which is really, really cool. You can see that even without putting all of the other pieces on, you know, it's actually a really nice looking tank. You know, it's got lots of detail on the body. That's what I like about these tanks, you know, they're like models that you can actually run outside, you know, it's super cool. Now this one is 16th scale, so it is the same size as like the Henglong tanks and stuff like that. So if you've got those, you could run this alongside it. So in this box should be our transmitter. Let's just get that out. Nice, so it matches the colour of the tank as well. Just get that out of there. It's actually quite a cool looking transmitter. Looks like proper old school, doesn't it? So it is all proportional and everything, so that's actually a really nice feel to it. I love the way they've done all the little switches and the dials and everything. That's actually really, really cool. So we'll check out all the functionality of that in a minute. Looks like on the back here, we've got our battery compartment, which, there you go. So it looks like that's going to take 4 AA batteries by the looks of it. We've got lots of bits that open on this as well. So on the rear, if we just spin it around, you can see on the back here, we've actually got these panels that open on the back, and that's where our power switch is, which is cool. You've actually got this piece here on the side as well, which is magnetic, which I think is covering up this bit here, which looks like it might be fun to open. There we go. I'm assuming that is probably where you fill your oil, because I believe it does do smoke, but you don't get any oil included out of the box. I have got oil for my Henglong tank, so hopefully we can get that filled and see if it works. That's pretty cool. On the turret here as well, you can open up these panels here, and you can see the electronics are in there as well. I'm guessing that's probably the sound module, the light module. I mean, again, it's not the prettiest thing just chucked in there, but, you know, hopefully it does the job. This piece here also opens. I'm guessing you could put some accessories and stuff in there, which is cool. And then on the front of the tank, this latch pops up. You can see the battery in there. You can actually pull this whole piece off. So we can get the battery out, he says. Now, it is a little bit fiddly to get the battery out, especially if you've got big fingers, but it looks like it comes included with a 1500 milliamp hour 7.4 volt Li-ion battery. So we'll probably get, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes runtime out of this. I normally get about 45 minutes runtime out of the Henglong tanks, so this one feels quite heavy, to be fair. Okay, so all the batteries are in the transmitter and the tank. I just had a quick read for the instructions and I just tried turning it on. One thing I did have to do with mine is pair it. So I basically had to hold down the key, then turn it on, then turn the tank on, and then it basically paired. You see different flashing lights on the transmitter, and then you press the key to start it. So I've already done that. I don't know if everybody have to do that. It does say in the instructions how to do it. So if you do get the tank, you turn it on and nothing happens, do your pairing first. So now with it paired, what we should be able to do is turn our transmitter on, and then on the back here on the tank, if we turn our power switch on, so you hear the tank make a little beep, and then what we can do is press the key button to start it. Yes. That is so cool. Oh, I love sound effects of tanks. It's quite loud, to be fair, so if you do want to turn the sound off, just press the M button, and then that literally cuts the sound completely. If you want to chuck it back on, just press it again. Now, it does look like if we press the S button, you might be able to hear it. I don't know if you'll be able to see any smoke, but I did notice when I first turned it on, there was the tiniest bit of smoke coming out the rear, so I don't know if it's come with a little bit of smoke in it already or not. Can't really see anything coming out there at the moment, especially in the daylight, but yeah, but basically S controls your smoke function, so we'll turn that off for the moment. Now in terms of the controls, the right stick is to go forwards and backwards. So basically if we just go forwards and then backwards, and you can see it is proportional, so I can go slow if I want to. Bit of ESC whine there. Or I can go slowly backwards as well. Okay, and then also the right stick is the turn, so we can rotate the tracks either way. Okay, and then the left stick, if we just bring it back over here, the left stick then is to do the turret. So basically we can rotate the turret. Now what's really cool about this one is you can actually rotate the turret a full 360 degrees there. Whereas a lot of models will only go like 320 degrees and then stop. So you'd get that far, then you'd stop. Whereas yeah, this one does a full 360, which is pretty cool. So for the turret up and down, you've got two different modes. So if we just press it, it'll always return to center. But if we press button C on the transmitter, now you can do it and it stays in the same position. So you can see we can go all the way down to the bottom, which is quite far down, or we can go all the way up to the top. And then it stops by there. So it's up to you which mode you want to use, whether you want it to return to center or not all the time. It's quite funky that you've got two different options. So if we turn the sound back on first, and then if we press this one, it'll be our machine gun. And you might just be able to see there's a little red LED just behind the machine gun. And then this one is for your main barrel. How cool is that as well, that you've got barrel recoil? That is so cool. Quite often on some of the Henglong tanks, that is an optional extra you've got to pay for. Let me just turn the sound off. You can also see we've got a little light on the turret there, the searchlight. So again, if you press K on your transmitter, that turns that on and off. And also, if we just turn it around, we do have lights on the front as well. And to turn those on, it's the far right switch over here. So if we just turn that on, you can see you get your headlights, I don't know if you want to call them headlights, but yeah, the front lights on the tank, but there's no lights on the rear or anything like that. You can see you can go fairly slow on the turret. It's quite a lot of noise from the controls, or you can go fast. That's pretty fast, isn't it? I'm really interested to see what this is actually going to be like outside when we run it, and whether we can actually control it nicely or not. Now, if you do look through the manual, there is loads of different key commands you can do for loads of different ways to set the tank up. It even says you can actually switch between having it so that forward, backward and steering is on the left and the turret's on the right. So, you know, depending on how you want to drive, you can switch them around, which is actually pretty cool. The other little booklet that comes included just shows you how to add on all the little bits and pieces, all the little accessories and everything that came with it. You know, if you do want to make it look super, super cool. Another thing I noticed in the manual that's pretty nice as well is you do have the adjustment on the how loose you want the tracks to be, so you could adjust basically the slack of the tracks. So, you know, if you want them to be tighter, you could do so then you don't have so much play in the tracks. I'm going to leave them like that and see what they're like, because I want to see how nice that suspension movement is. But if they look too loose, then we will adjust it. And then there's all the stickers we got as well. So if you do want to stick some of those on there, I think I'll get all the accessories on there, all the stickers on there, and then let's get it outside. Okay, we're outside with the tank. Before I start it up, I just want to show you that I've got all the little accessories and everything on there. So we got like the side panels, stuck some of the stickers on there and stuff like that. Same for the rear as well, got everything on there as well. Now, most of it I did have to super glue on because it wasn't a snug enough fit to just go on there on its own. And yeah, there's quite a lot to do on it, to be fair. If you're not a fan of model making, then you might find sticking all the accessories on a little bit annoying. But anyway, we got them on there. Right, so let's get this thing fired up. Okay, so now my next challenge is to drive one-handed, which I'm going to be doing like this, so it might not be the best driving in the world, but we will do our best. Let's see how quick it is. Fair dues, it's got some speed in it. I think that's quite possibly one of the fastest tanks I've used so far. I think that's definitely quicker than the Henlong tanks. I actually quite like the suspension movement in a way. It's a bit bouncy, but at least it's actually moving. It's a bit hard to see in this light as well, but I have got the smoke going. Oh, there you go. You can just about see it there. It doesn't produce a massive amount of smoke. I did top the smoke up with the tiniest little drop of oil, but yeah, it doesn't produce the most amount of smoke. To be fair as well, I don't know what it sounds like on camera, but it's not that loud either, the actual volume. Like on the Henlongs, you can turn them up and they can get really, really loud. But this one I think is actually fairly quiet. Like, again, let me know in the comments how loud it sounds on camera, but let's find some obstacles and just, yeah, let's have some fun with this thing. Okay, let's just see if it can manage some like obstacles. A little bit of a hill climb here. Oh, it's quite a sensitive throttle. Oh, we're spinning the tracks. Come on. Oh, you can see it's struggling to get a grip. You may need to tighten the tracks up possibly so that they don't move around so much. Let's see if we can get up here. Let's see if it can do some rootin' tootin', shall we? Oh, with a bit of power. One thing I am finding is it doesn't turn as well. You know, it struggles sometimes. You can see that I'm full turn and it's struggling to turn. Oh, we're gonna get, oh no. Okay, I don't think we're gonna get past this one. Ah! Okay, I think we give up on that. Yeah, let's see, I am full turn at the moment and it's just kind of stuck. You've got to kind of move it forward a bit and then turn it, and yeah, it's definitely, I would say, not as nice and easy to control and doesn't seem to have as much torque as the Henlong tanks. It's got loads of speed. Starting to get a decent bit of smoke out there now as well. Yeah, it's quite hard to go slow. It's just kind of like fast or, I mean, yeah. Oh man. I mean, obviously I'm driving one-handed as well, but yeah, you could definitely do with some finer control instead of just so much speed. I think it needs more torque really so that it can move a bit easier, but that suspension has looked pretty cool. Look at that. Yeah, it's definitely struggling with that slow speed control. Just put the camera down a minute. If I drive, you know, two-handed and keep it going, you can see it's not too bad. You've got to kind of keep the speed up. And then it's kind of not too bad, but again, trying to go in reverse. Yeah, it's not too bad if you're keeping like a constant kind of speed. I mean, it's definitely got some go at it. It's definitely one of the fastest tanks I've used. I do like that full rotation on the turret though. That's pretty cool. Oh, watch out. It is cool that you can do the machine gun and the turret at the same time. I love the recoil on this thing as well. The recoil on that turret. That is cool. Let's just see what it's like going through some undergrowth. Oh, again, it's a bit... It's either all speed or no speed. Oh, we did actually take down a bit. Oh no, we're stuck. Oh yes, we made it out. Oh, that's some interesting noises. Oh, we're completely stuck now. That's me full throttle. You can see it's, oh, now we're getting a bit of movement. Oh, we're a bit caught up on something. Oh no, we're getting tangled up on stuff again. Oh, it's getting caught up in everything. Full speed! I mean, if you're just happy to rip through everything, it's all right. Oh, stuck on something again. It doesn't like leaves, this one. I just got a bunch of leaves stuck in there and that's why it stopped. So I just had to basically rotate the track slowly and pull them all out. So yeah, it does seem to get jammed up a little bit easier. Well, what do you think? I mean, it's definitely one of the fastest tanks I've used, that's for sure. I do really like the look of it. I think it's got some really nice details. You know, I really like that suspension movement. That's one of the problems with like the entry-level versions of the Henglong tanks. The suspension is just really stiff. There's hardly any movement in them at all, whereas it is nice to see that out of the box suspension movement on this one. And the fact that you can adjust it as well if you want to. I do think it is too fast though. I think it definitely needs to be slower so that you can control it nicer. Now, the other thing I did find as well, after I ran it through that water, when I turned it back on today, I did have to pair it again because I was turning it on. I could hear kind of a bit of a whining noise, but nothing was happening. But once I went through the pair sequence again, it is working again now. So, you know, we've got turret rotation back, we've got the sound. You know, we've got actually movement and everything again. We can go back and forth. The other thing I did find with this one is that, yeah, those tracks did not like running through like leaves and twigs and stuff like that. They got jammed up quite a bit. And again, when I got it home, I did have to pull out a load of the stuff. So it does get a bit jammed up in there. So just be conscious of that if you are going to drive it off-road. Anyway, let me know what you think of it in the comments. Do you like the look of it? What did you think of how it drove? And, you know, if you've got one, what do you think of it? I'll put a link in the description to where you can get it from Banggood's website. Check the description as well. Sometimes I do have a discount code you can use as well. Thanks very much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.